welcome to my channel, and here we are going to be working on this problem, and this is the NECO question for this year 2024 on geometrical construction. And as we have here that the block in figure 4.1 is drawn in oblique projection, enlarge the block to a ratio 5:2 or 5:2 using O as the viewpoint. Okay, so this is diagram as we are given, and let's talk about dimensions. So we have the distance from here to here is 20 millimeters, from here to here is 30 millimeters, and from here to here is 20 millimeters. And then we have the radius of this circle to be 5 millimeters, and also distance from here from this point to the viewpoint O here is 40 millimeters. What we are going to do is to replicate this drawing. So, and after that we go on to do the enlargement as we are instructed. Let's go and see it. So the first thing that we need to do is to replicate this drawing as I said, and I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so we come up here, and around here I'm going to draw horizontal line. So we have this horizontal line at this point. So then I'm going to take my 45 degrees set square, as we know that this receding line is at angle 45 degree to the horizontal. So we make use of a 45 degrees set square to draw a line. So from this point, so it goes up like this. Okay, so then at this point we are going to draw a vertical line. At this point we draw a vertical line here like this. Then I'm going to take a measurement of 20 millimeters on this horizontal line. From here I will take a measurement of 20 millimeters. This is 20 millimeters. Then I'm going to take a measurement of 20 millimeters here on the vertical. Okay, then from this point I will take a measurement of 30 millimeters. This is 30 millimeters here. So then so at this point also I will erect a vertical line at this point. So we erect a vertical line at this point, and also coming here we erect a vertical line at this point. We erect a vertical line here. So then we are going to use our 45 degrees set square to draw this line. So from here to meet this line, okay, to meet this line. So then I'm going to draw horizontal line from this point so to this side. So we draw horizontal line, and coming here also I will draw horizontal line. Then with my 45 degrees set square I will transfer, so this point I will transfer it backward to complete the oblique object. Alright, so having drawn this given view, so we are going to label this point. I'm going to call this point, I will call this point, I will call it point A. Okay, so this point here is point A, and this point I will call it point B. Okay, so this point I will call it C, and this point is point D. Okay, so this point I will call this point, I will call it point E. So I will write E here, and this is point F. Then this point I will call it point G. So very, very important as we have done that. Then the next thing that we are going to do is that as we have here, so this line, so for us to get this point O here, we have to draw horizontal line from here. So I measure 40 millimeters. That is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to take a measurement. I first of all draw horizontal line. So from this point, so we draw horizontal line from this point. Then, so we are going to take a measurement of 40 millimeters. So this is 40 millimeters here. So we have 40 millimeters here. So this is point O, so which is the point of view, or we call it a pole. Okay, or we call it a pole. So that is point O, which is this point here. So very, very important. Now, so let's go and do the next thing that we need to do for the enlargement after we have drawn the given view. Alright, so to start the work on the enlargement, we are going to draw radial lines from point O here, passing through this point A, passing through this point B, passing through point F, passing through point E, passing through point C, passing through point D and point G. you see I'm going to do it, but there's something that I've not put here. That is the circle. So I need to put the circle there. So let's put the circle there before we go on to do the work for the enlargement. So we divide this into 2, okay, and we also divide this 20 into 2, that is 10. So at this point we are going to draw a vertical center line. So we draw a vertical center line here, so like this. Okay, so we draw a vertical center line, and then here also we draw a horizontal center line. So we draw horizontal center line here. Okay, so to get the center of the circle. So this is it. So now, so with our compass, so we take a measurement of 5 millimeters, because the radius of the circle is given as 5 millimeters. So we take 5 millimeters and we center it here, then we draw the circle. So I need to be very careful because the circle is small, or the radius is small. Okay. Okay, so I will just leave it like this. That's the circle. I believe you can see it. Then let's go and do the work for the enlargement. Let's do the work for enlargement. So what we need to do now, as I said, is that from this point O here, that is from point O, pole or the viewpoint, so we draw a line in this direction through point A. Then again, so we also draw a line from here. So from this direction, from point O passing through point B, and it goes in this direction. Then from point O also, so we draw this line from through point F and E. So point F and E, so we draw the line. So the horizontal line, so goes in this line will go in this direction. So that has passed through point EF. Then we also draw from point O passing through point C, so it goes in this direction. Then we also draw from O also, so passing through point D, so passing through point D, so this is it. So it goes in this direction. Okay, then we also do the same thing from O also, so it passes through point G, so it goes in this direction like this. Okay, so we have done that. So the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to draw a line, so from point O, and it goes in this direction at any angle to this line that passed through from O, that passed through A. So just draw the line like this. Okay, so the enlargement that we're asked to do, we are given the ratio of 5 to 2. So what we are going to do is that we need to locate so 5 points on this line. So I will call this OP. So I'll put P at this point. So here I will put P at this point. So this is line OP here. So this is OP. Okay, so this is point P here. Okay, so I'm going to take 5 points. So 5 points on this line. So I would like to make it to be okay, let me use this ruler. So I'm going to make the division, or each division, to be 2.5. So this is that is 25 millimeters. So this is 25 millimeters here. This is 25 millimeters. Okay, so this is another 25 millimeters, making it 50 millimeters. And here this is another 25. So this is 3. So that is 75. So I'm taking 25 millimeters each, and then another 25 here. Okay, so then I'll take another 25 here. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have those 5 points. So I will number this is 1. So this is 2. So here is 3. So this is 4. This is 5. Okay, let me tell you something about this division that I did on this line. So you decide on the distance that you want to use. I've said this several times in my work. So you decide on the distance that you are to use yourself. This is my own decision. So you may decide to take more than that or less than that. So whatever the distance you take, so there's no problem. You still get the work done. All right. So the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to join this point 2. We join it together with point A here. join it together with point A. So we have it like this. Okay, so now we need to locate A1 for the enlargement. And how do we do that? So we take our set square. So we take our set square. So I take my set square like this. So then I will set it along this line A2. So we set along this line A2 and support it with your ruler. So then you shift it. So you shift it to 0.5. So this is 0.5 here. Okay, so you shift to 0.5. So then you draw this line from here, meeting this line that comes out of A. So this point is point A1. So I will call this point. So I will call it A1 for the enlargement. So then now, so we need to locate. We look at this line AF. So we have gotten point A here. So we now need to locate point F. So we need to locate point F. So how do we do that? So you set your set square along this line. Set your set square along this line AF, and you support it with your ruler like this. So then we are going to shift, or we slide the set square on the edge of the ruler. I will move to point A1. So bring it here. So to point A1, like this. Then we draw from this point to meet this horizontal line that pass through point F. So we draw like this. Okay, so we have this. Alright, so this point here is point F1. So we write F1 here. Alright, so then the next thing that we are going to do is that we need to get point G. So we set our set square along FG. So this is FG. Okay, along FG. So then we support it with so put the ruler under the set square. Then we shift the set square to point F1 so that we can get G1. So I will shift it like this and it gets to point F1. Then I'm going to draw a line in this direction. So to meet this line that passed through G, so we have this point. So this point here, so the point that we have here, so this point here is point G1. So here we have G1 here. So next is to locate point D. So we need to locate point D. Just follow it the way I'm doing it here. It's very simple. So we need to locate point G. So we set our set square along GD. So along GD. So we set our set square along GD like this. Okay, and we support. We put the ruler to support it. Then we slide it up. So we slide it up like this. So it goes up to point G1. So then, so from G1 here, so we draw a line. So it touches this line here. So whenever it touches this line that comes out from D, so we call it D1. So this is point D1 here. Alright, so I believe you are following me. So then the next thing that we are going to do is to get point E. So we need to get point E, and do not forget that the same line that we drew that passed through F also passed through E. So this is the line. So take note of that. So all I need to do now is that I will set my set square along DE. So I will set along DE like this. Okay. So I need to move it. So then I will slide the set square on the edge of the ruler. Okay, so then it comes like this. Alright, so getting to this point D1 here. So getting to this point D1 here, I will draw this line. So meeting this line. So that comes out of E. So I will call this point is point E1. So this is point E1. So take note of that. The next thing that I'm going to do is that I want to get point C. So to get point C, that is C1. So I will set my set square along this line CD. Then I will shift it. So I'll shift it to point D1. So it goes like this. So bring it to D1. Okay, I need to reset it. So I need to reset it. So I will reset it like this. Okay. So reset it like this. Then I will shift it or slide it to point D1. So this is D1. Okay. So don't forget that this is the line that comes out from C. So we draw a vertical line to make this line here like this. So this point gives us point C1. So this is point C1. So we have this. So the next point I want to get is point B. I want to get point B. So to get point B, so we already gotten point E1 here. So all I need to do, so I will set my set square along BE. So along BE like this. Then I'm going to slide the set square, so on the edge of the ruler, to point E1. And this is the line that comes out of B. So here I will draw this line like this. Okay, so this point here gives me point B1 for the enlargement. So this is B1 for the enlargement. Okay, so then so I can just join A1, B1 together. So I can just join together like this. So this is it. So I join this together like this. Then I will join B1, C1 together. This is it. B1, C1. So we join together like this. And then, so F1, E1. So we join them together with a straight line like this. Alright, so it remains the circle. It remains the circle. I believe you can see what I've done. So it remains the circle. And for the circle, so what we need to do for the circle is that I'm going to, from this point D here, okay, we are going to draw a line. So as a tangent to this circle, so it goes like this. Goes like this. Okay. Then I will also draw it from here, also from D. So as a tangent to this circle, so it goes like this. Alright, so then having drawn this, the next thing that we are going to do is that we need to locate the center here. So I'm going to bisect this distance A1, B1. So bisect distance A1, B1. So I'm trying to set my pen in my compass. So then, so I will bisect distance A1, B1. So putting the midpoint of my compass here. So I will bisect this. Okay, so draw an arc here like this. Then I will put it at B1. And then, so draw an arc here and here. So then, so I'm going to draw this line. So here I will draw this line. So it goes like this. Okay, so then also, so we also need to bisect. So bisect A1, F1. So if I draw like this, and then draw in this direction. Okay, this is supposed to be a center line, but I've drawn it, so I'll just leave it like that. It's supposed to be drawn with thin long shin line. Okay, but I've drawn it, so I'll just leave it. But this one, I will draw it as a thin long shin line, and it goes like this. Okay, so we have that. So we have gotten the center of the circle. So what I need to do now, this center of the circle, this point is the center of the circle. So I will call it center. Okay, let's leave it. We didn't label this one, so we leave it like that. So then I need to change my pen. I need to change the pen that I'm using with my compass. So we have this now. So then the radius of the circle is the distance from this point to this point, or to this point. So that's what we got. So I just put the midpoint of my compass here. So extend it to this point. Okay, so extend it to this point. Then I'm going to draw a circle. Alright, so we have produced a circle. See, this is the circle. Okay, so we have enlarged it, but let's confirm something. So the length from here, that is length BC, is 30. So length BC is 30. So we have what? We have 30. So this is 30. Okay. So this is 30. So 30. So we have ratio. Okay. So then if I measure this, so this is 75 millimeters. This is 75 millimeters. So we have 75. So if you divide 75 by 25, so this will give us 5. Sorry, by 15. So if you divide 75 by 15, it will give us 5, and divide 30 by 15, it will give us 2. So it means enlargement is correct, is accurate. So all you need to do is to practice. When you practice, you become a master at this work. Thank you, and keep on practicing. God bless you.